Today we are going to discuss the Atkinson coat of arms. But before we get started, we wanted to let you know that we offer genealogy research service at our website. Please visit us at coagb.com. First coat of arms to discuss was granted in 1604 to Captain Roger Atkinson upon him being created Provost Marshal of Lough, Foyle. He had come to Ireland around the year 1595, and he served as High Sheriff and a Member of Parliament. Next we have Argent, a cross between four mullets pierced Azure. We weren't able to find the owner of this one, or the armiger. Next we have Azure, a cross voided between four lions rampant or, said to be for Atkinson of Somersetshire in England. Wasn't able to find who it was granted to, but there is a note here stating that it was borne by one Henry Atkinson around the year 1750, who was likely living in Massachusetts. Next is Atkinson of Stowell in County Gloucester. Robert Atkinson, who died in 1607, was recorder of Oxford and son of Richard Atkinson, a draper of Oxford, who served as an alderman and mayor there. And Robert had sons Henry Atkinson and Sir John Atkinson. And here we see Stowell Park, the family estate. Next is Atkinson of Cambridge. This was granted in 1624, and I believe it was granted to Thomas Atkinson. Next is Atkinson of Seckford Hall in County Suffolk, England. The manor was purchased in 1713 by Samuel Atkinson, Esquire of Crowden. Here we see Seckford Hall. Next is Atkinson of Newcastle in County Northumberland. Argent and eagle displayed with two heads sable on a chief gules, a rose between two martlets or. Another coat of arms for John Atkinson, who was the mayor of Norwich in the year 1702. Atkinson of Morton in County Nottinghamshire, England. John Atkinson, alive in the year 1614, was son of Thomas, and he was the son of William Atkinson of Morton. Atkinson of Kangort in King's County in Ireland. Anthony Atkinson, who died in 1626, was a junior army officer who received a grant of lands in County Offaly and built a fortified residence known as Kangort Castle. He was succeeded by his son William, who had son Anthony, who had son William, who had son Anthony Atkinson, born 1680, a barrister and member of the Irish Parliament. Here we see the Kangort House, the family estate. Next, a coat of arms confirmed to Clara Atkinson, born 1864, and her descendants. She was the widow of Frank Buttle Atkinson, Esquire of Woolly Grange in Wiltshire, and of Wallsend and Benwell in County Northumberland. He was the son of Buttle Atkinson, born 1841, who was the son of Robert Thomas Atkinson. Next is Atkinson of Micklegate House in Yorkshire. There was John Frank Atkinson, Esquire, born in 1821. He was a commander of the Blenheim, ship in the Royal Navy, and the youngest son of Robert Atkinson. We see Micklegate House here. Next, the coat of arms of Atkinson of Moreland in County Westmoreland and of Rampsbeck Lodge in Cumberland. There was Francis Baring Atkinson, born 1805, who built Moreland Hall in Westmoreland, and was the son of George Atkinson, who was the island secretary and notary public of Jamaica. And it looks like they ultimately descended from George Atkinson, born 1675, a tanner of Temple Sowerby House. There was also Richard Atkinson, born 1813, who owned property at Lee in County Kent, the brother of Francis Baring Atkinson. And also Atkinson of London, Thomas Atkinson, alive in the year 1634, of London, son of Richard Atkinson of London. Atkinson of Rotherhithe in County Surrey. There was Samuel Atkinson, born around the year 1645, a member of Parliament for Harwich, the son of Richard Atkinson, rector of Kessingland in County Suffolk. Atkinson of Yorkshire and Northumberland. Wasn't able to ascertain this one completely, but there's a note here that says there was a Thomas Atkinson, alive in the year 1666, son of Arthur Atkinson of Skelton, which is in County Yorkshire, son of Thomas, who was son of Richard Atkinson of Thurntoft. Atkinson of Newark in County Nottinghamshire, England, granted in 1663 to Jasper Atkinson, Esquire of the Mint, son of Henry William Atkinson, Esquire, Provost of the Honourable Company of Moneyers. Jasper Atkinson, Esquire, alive in the year 1826, of Northtown in Berkshire, author of The State of Our Circulation and Currency. Atkinson of Lorebottle and Whittingham in Northumberland. This is the arms of Adam Atkinson, born 1755, an officer in the army, who inherited or purchased Lorebottle in 1796, which we see here. Richard Atkinson, Esquire of Highfield House in Rathgar in County Dublin, Ireland. He was Lord Mayor of Dublin in 1857 and 1861. Atkinson of Newcastle in Northumberland, Ermine on a fess Azure between 3 pheons, Azure a lion pass in ore. Atkinson of Angerton Hall in Northumberland. There was Henry Atkinson, born 1670, a coal merchant. He had son Henry, who had 4 sons who all became merchants in Newcastle, the eldest of which was Ralph Atkinson, born 1749, a timber merchant. Here we see the family estate of Angerton Hall. Atkinson of Linemouth, granted to Robert Anthony Atkinson, who died in 1836, of Newcastle upon Tyne, and to Anna, his wife, in accordance with the will of Ralph Atkinson, Esquire of Newcastle. And lastly, Atkinson of Rehens and Ballylahan in County Mayo, Ireland. Charles Atkinson of Ballylahan, born 1820, son of William Atkinson of Rehens, Justice of the Peace and Deputy Lieutenant, who was son of Charles Atkinson, High Sheriff, who was son of William Atkinson, who was son of Charles Atkinson of Behens. And if you enjoyed this video, please visit us at coadb.com, where we offer genealogy research service. Link in the description. Thank you very much.